Okay, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are on issue 39. So this one will probably get pretty interesting. So let's take a quick brief look here. This issue, we talk about the VCX 100 freighter, the Ghost. If you know what the Ghost is, then you are definitely a Star Wars fan. We're going to talk about the Hoth asteroid belt, which plays a significant role in things. Then we're going to talk about cargo handling. Last time we talked about, not last time, but a couple times ago, we talked about the cargo loading. This is about the handling. And here we are. So this time we're going to get our parts. The part we're getting is the ramp motor. So let's go ahead and pull that out. Ooh, and we also have these two pins. All right. Let's get those pins out of the road. Okay, let's take a look at this ramp motor here. There we go. So, the ramp motor has this little micro switch here that when the ramp itself comes up far enough, it throws the switch here, or down far enough, it throws the switch there. When it comes up far enough, it throws the switch there, tells it to stop. Here's the cord for it, and yeah, so that should be interesting. We'll be able to actually make it go up and down. Alright, so we don't need that anymore. Throw that off to the side so it can go in the trash at some point. Sensitive parts. Do not try to power up the ramp until you receive the electronic control unit at a later stage. The motor and the ramp mechanism can be permanently damaged by connecting a battery without the special circuitry that turns it on and off. The motor has a long curved operational arm that attaches to the ramp. There are two micro switches circled in yellow. That's what I talked about just a minute ago. That detect the end of the arm's travel and turn off the motor. Be careful, do not damage these sensitive parts, and do not try to move the operating arm by hand. In other words, don't try to force this up and down. So I'm guessing there's this motor here is turning a gear, and that gear is going to go on those teeth. You can see those teeth there to make this thing go up and down. So pretty straightforward. And but we got 6 wires, one for each switch and one for the motor itself. And we got a couple of capacitors there, it looks like. Fairly standard stuff. All right, so let's get into this issue and see what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be using all of these parts from last time. And from the last issue, we got all of these parts here. And we need to use all of these. All right. So one of the first things we do is we stick these rods down in here, and then we glue these pieces on, and yada yada yada. However, what I'm here to tell you now is before we do that, we need to paint and all that kind of stuff, everything. So these parts I'm not going to paint because I will show you here. Get this out of the road. When these get mounted, these stands for, you'll see them here, the stands for these arms, they are going to be up inside. So if we pull in, that's not the piece, this is the piece. We pull this in. So the ramp itself will be like this here, somewhere along these lines. All right, so the ramp itself will be right there. Okay. Now these stands are going to be mounted here. so they will not be visible. Therefore, I'm not going to paint them. They don't need to have any special treatment or anything like that. So we won't worry about those. What am I hooked on? Hooked on something. There we go. Hooked on phonics is what I'm hooked on. All right, so we don't need to worry about painting these, but we are going to paint all of these pieces here. So these rods obviously will not get painted, but these pistons are going to get painted, and I'm going to go ahead and detail those. Let's go ahead and open this up, and we'll cut our pieces out here. So I think, so these parts here, let me show you. These parts here, these are the parts that are actually going to attach to the actual ramp itself. They'll attach here on those spots where these spots here that I masked off so we could glue. So those smaller pieces, these smaller pieces are going to attach there. So obviously I'll have to mask off the bottoms so that way they don't get paint on them, but the outside I want to get painted. And then this one is going to attach there, and this is the one that will also attach to this end of the motor. So I do want to paint this just because it will be seen a little bit. Now I don't know how much it's going to be seen, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to prime it. I'm just going to do the primer on it because I want it to match. I want it to match the rest of the ramp here, so that part will kind of blend in, so to speak. So that's what I'm going to do with that. So let's go ahead and get those rods there. Get all of our pieces ready to get their bath. So we'll wash them first, and then we'll get them primed and all of that kind of stuff. And I said these will get these ones here, and these little ones will get the insignia white treatment, and the other one is just going to be primed. All right. There we go. I'm going to go wash all these pieces, and then I'll get them painted. So we'll see you when I get back from all that. All right, so I've primed these. We've painted them. And I've primed those. And they're painted. Now I've got those on the blue tack, and I said these are all primed and painted. Finished one of my cans of the Insignia White. It's pretty much all completely gone. I bet I could get like 2 spritz out of it, so I had to start another can, which I don't want to run out of this, and really I don't feel like I've painted that much with it.
So I have a feeling I'm going to be making another trip to the hobby shop sometime soon, just to make sure that I get more. Because like I said, I don't want to run out, and it can be a bit difficult to get. So the reason why I'm doing a video here is because I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is like somewhat kind of a semi-gloss, and I don't want it to be glossy. So what I'm doing is I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to spray it with some uh, flat clear coat, and that way these will get a flat treatment, and at the very least they won't be near as shiny. And I'm not probably won't bother with these ones because they're small enough you won't really be able to tell, but at the same time it's not going to hurt anything for me to spray them, so I may go ahead and spray them as well. So I may pull them off of there and then stick them down here when I go to spray them, because that way I can turn this in every direction and get them. So that's something I'll consider doing, because it was a little bit difficult to paint them up there. So, all right, once these are dry, I will do the flat on them, and then we'll be able to finish them up.
All right, here we are. We're back. We have everything painted. I will say I used the blue tack on these, and it's something that I won't do again. Uh, it really sticks, which is good, but at the same time, that's bad because I spent a lot of time having to clean up the blue tack off of here, and I'm not 100% sure I got it all. And also, because of the way that it kind of molded around it, I didn't quite get everything covered. You can probably see a little bit of blue. Kind of looks blue to me. Uh, but I spent quite a bit of time trying to clean these things up. So I won't be using the blue tack anymore. I'm going to see if I can't find some silly putty to take care of that. Silly putty won't stick and it will mold around it and all that kind of stuff. But I do anticipate having more pieces like that. These are the important ones. So what I did was I just cut the end of a toothpick off and stuck them down inside here so that way I could hold on to it. And let's just make sure we can break all these loose. We'll have to clean up that paint there. But we'll leave the toothpicks on them for now while we finish up our detailing paint. So I'm going to detail them before we put it all together, because I think that'll be the easiest to do. So we'll get them all detailed. Let me just get these broke loose. There we go. And what I'll do is, this is going to be in, um, what we call it, this will be in, just adjust this camera here. All right, so I haven't used it yet, but I have a camera over here, and I'll just switch to it real quick right there. Uh, I wanted to get a different angle of things. So just in case I'm working over here, you don't get to see it or whatever, I wanted to make sure that I got enough of everything that you could see it. So you can see here I have uh, four different silvers, I should say. And I have the Tamaya chrome silver. It's still a little bit damp there. And I put a little drop up on top, but it's hard to tell because of all the texture there. This is just a regular tester's silver metallic. Um, then we have this one here, which is the actual bottom one. This is a enamel chrome silver, or just chrome. I like how it comes out, but using enamel I'm not really prepared to be able to clean my brushes with it. And this is just a regular silver from the Model Masters acrylic. So the order goes, this is the, um, this one here. Try to get the top one here is the Tamiya. Then the next one is the acrylic Model Masters. This one, this one here is just the regular tester silver, and this bottom one is the enamel. So I think I'm gonna go with the. I like how the Tamiya came out. It's got a real high shine, very silver-like, and so that's what I'm gonna go with. And the reason why I need that is what happened to. Oh, I got it in here. So the reason why I need that is because I'm going to be painting these, and I need to be able to do that. So get my paint palette out here, and we don't need those. I've already stirred this up, but we'll stir it up again just to make sure. These will not get painted any further. I just wanted the base coat on those. That one's painted, so we're good there. So all we need to do is paint these. So this is going to be done in layers. Okay, so first I need to paint the silver, and that paint is going to be in this section, and then up here, and then if I can through here. So it's going to take me a little while. This will get fast forwarded. Because of this, we may end up making this two parts again. So we'll see how that goes. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll go from there. All right. So there we go with that layer. Let me just get this out. So the next layer, well, before we get to the next layer, oh look, put the lid upside down and got paint all over the place. So before we get to the next layer, get this mess cleaned up here. What I wanted to point out is, let me show you a couple images here while I clean this up. And you can see in the images, there's a couple of different kind of things going on. We got some kind of rusts and some yellows and some browns and all that kind of stuff. Now, I don't think that I need to do it exactly. I just want to add some different colors to this to really give the impression that it's got some dirt and grime and nastiness and all that kind of fun stuff. So what I'm going to do is go clean up this paintbrush, and I thought I might use this one, but I think it's too big. So I'm going to go clean this paintbrush up, and then we'll come back and we'll do some different colors, some rusts and some browns and whatevers, and maybe even mix up some of our own. So see you when I get back. Okay, so I've got a couple things going on here. So I've got just rust, then I've got desert yellow mixed with a little bit of rust, then I've got a rust mixed with a bit of the desert yellow. So I've got three different colors here, and I think what I'm going to try to do is I don't need that anymore. So what I think I'm going to try to do is see if I can't um, come up with kind of my own little wash thing. So these are going to go like that. So this part's going to go down. This will be up. So any streaks need to come down. Um, so let's start off with the lighter color. All right. So let's just kind of, I have no idea how to do this. I don't know what I'm doing. Let me just have a quick peek at one of these images myself, because otherwise it's all guessing by golly. All right. So, oops, that would suck. How these go? Go like this, forward like that. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So some of the images looks like one side seems to rust more than others. So we'll try to keep one side less dirty, and we'll just kind of uh, tone down the white a little bit, that kind of thing. Let's see if you guys can see that. You see the differences there? Probably help if I had my hand up underneath it. I don't know if you guys can see that difference or not. I can kind of tell the difference. But it depends on the lighting. So the only other thing is I'm going to add just like one little splotch. Yeah. All right. So the one last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of this copper in a couple spots because I really liked how it really kind of brings out the rusty color. So let me go wash my brush again and then we'll do the copper. All right. So here we are, and I'm going to go just a touch of this copper with these ones that I put a decent amount of rust on. Let's say that's it. All right, so I'm going to let these dry, and then we'll get them put together and mounted and everything. Um, this is going to be a pretty long video, so I'm going to call this the end of this video. We're going to make a part 2, unfortunately. So, hey, we'll have that. So, we will see you guys next time when we put together the rods and all of these, and then we mount them all. So, catch you in the next one. Take care, everybody, and may the force be with you always.